Now let's head out to the Suffolk County Farm and Education Center to learn more about Summer Fun Days.
Hi, I'm television producer Lou Turner, and behind the camera today is my assistant producer Tim Booker. Together we were part of the Summer Fun Days, a small part of the curriculum at the Suffolk County Farm and Education Center in Yaphank, which included a one-week class called
Lights, Camera, Action!
Lights, Camera, Action mainly focused on helping our students improve their talents in front of the camera, as well as help them gain hands-on experience producing for television. Our 4-H Extension educator, Marion Gorelnik, coordinated the effort and prepared the first draft scripts for the students' performance.
So you'll get to see, and you should ask a lot of questions.
We started the class with some mind drills that exercised and enhanced each student's memory skills and helped them prepare for the task of delivering their on-camera scripted lines. Sometimes you have really long lines, and how do you remember all this? It's a 2-hour play, and you got to remember all these lines. Well, the biggest secret is a little piece at a time. You remember the first sentence, and that's all you work on, is just that first sentence, and you memorize that. Learning one sentence and memorizing it isn't that hard. Then you go to the second sentence and learn that, and then you have 2 sentences you know how to do, and you put them together. So first you learn the first sentence, you memorize it, then you learn the second sentence and memorize it, and then you have 2 sentences that you put together and you know them both now. Okay, you're rolling. See action.
Action.
The final television segment was to be a promotion for the Suffolk County Farm and Education Center in Yaphank. So one of the first things we did was to tour the farm so we could learn a little more about what we were promoting.
You are going to make a video which will be a video tour of the farm. And what we did was we divided up the farm into about 15 stations. We'll see more than that on the tour, but we had to kind of limit it for what we're going to do on the video. And we wrote up a little paragraph for each station, and we're going to give you a paragraph for your station before you go on the tour.
In this case, there was kind of a tragedy, and the mommy didn't make it. And the other spouse took her and adopted her.
After learning about the farm, we had a few moments to throw around the hay and make a few scarecrows. Everyone learned a lot from Lynn, our Suffolk County Farm tour guide, and we had a few fun moments like when Sean sat a little too close to the cows.
Take a look. They don't have knives and forks. Their tongues are so long. Think about where their tongue has been. You might want them to kiss you.
Hello there, number 40. Ew!
Who had the cows?
Heifer is a cow who hasn't had a calf yet. They are sure-footed and good climbers like goats.
The hot wax that drips down on its head is a carbuncle.
Action. This hay barn is over 100 years old. It was built in 1 weekend at a barn raising.
You may visit the goats at the animal yard, which is just north of the Recycling Education Center and Museum.
Did you know that we shear them in the spring to get their wool?
The thing that looks like hot wax that drips down from its head is called a carbuncle. Big rabbit. They can't fly like wild geese.
For a donkey.
Each student rehearsed their lines on location and had little problem with their on-camera verbal delivery. The only problem the group had during the shooting was when Tracy was attacked by a bee. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, don't move. I tell you, she has a bee on her.
No, that's
Get up!
What is it?
Shake it! Shake it!
What is it? What is it? Get it out. What is it?
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. Ready? Everybody back in place.
What are we doing?
We're doing... After the Lights, Camera, Action finished shooting, we brought the footage back to our Cornell Cooperative Extension Education Center in Riverhead for post-production editing. Now let's take a look at the final segment.
Welcome to the farm!
Welcome to the farm. Suffolk County bought this farm in 1870 for $12,000, and it has been a working farm ever since. It has over 200 acres. Some has been set aside for the public to enjoy, and some is planted with crops to feed the animals. You could see some of the corn that we grow by the entrance road. When you come in, stop at our visitor center, register in our guest book, and pick up a map to help you find your way.
Hey! This hay barn is over 100 years old. It was built in 1 weekend at a barn raising. A barn raising is done by a large group of people working together. Traditionally, the men do the carpentry and the women prepare a huge meal. When the barn is finished, there is a barn raising party. Some groups of people, like the Amish in Pennsylvania, still build their barns in 1 weekend at a barn raising.
There are many animals living on the farm, and there are many types of goats here. 4 of them are Nubian, Alpine, Lamaka, and Pygmy. Everything we get from cows, such as milk, cheese, and ice cream, we can also get from goats. In some restaurants, the cheese on the pizza you order may be made from goat's milk, not cow's milk. You may visit the goats at the animal yard, which is just north of the Recycling Education Center and Museum.
Have any of you ever wondered how much garbage you throw out each day? Well, you know what I have here? It's a bag full of garbage, and it weighs as much as the average amount of garbage each one of us throws out every day in the United States.
Look who's coming! Hi, who are you?
Hey, I'm the garbage gremlin.
What goes on in this building?
We teach people to reduce, reuse, and recycle plastic products, aluminum cans, and all other sorts of garbage, trash, or household products.
Why do we have to reduce, reuse, and recycle?
If we didn't reuse, reduce, and recycle, the world can get trashed, and we don't want that to happen.
Reuse, recycle, reduce. Sheep!
Sheep! Come on, sheep!
Do you recognize this animal? It's a sheep. Did you know that we shear them in the spring to get their wool, not to keep them cool? If we left it on, it would actually help to keep them cool. We also use the lanolin that's in the wool. Lanolin is found in many skin lotions. It adds moisture to our skin and helps keep it soft.
Hi, let me introduce Masukkity Split. She weighs 23 pounds. Have you ever seen such a big rabbit? She has a tattoo on her ear. It's her birthday and breeder's initials. She is 4 years old.
Happy Thanksgiving!
What bird do we think about at Thanksgiving? The turkey. The thing that looks like hot wax that drips down from its head is called the carbuncle. The loose skin over its nose is called a snoot. They are used to keep the turkey cool because the birds can't sweat. The blood circulates through them and is air cooled. It helps cool the turkey when it returns to its body. The turkey does something quite unique. The male's head turns different colors to match its mood. Red means it's calm, white or blue means it's on guard or nervous.
Quack, quack! Where's Elmo?
Are these familiar looking? Did you know that geese are used as barnyard watchdogs? Can you guess why? Besides making a lot of noise, they can give a bite that's like a bad pinch. They can't fly like wild geese. When geese became domesticated, they lost the ability to fly. Their flight muscles became too small. Is this a goose? No, it's a duck. We have 2 kinds here, Indian runners and pecans.
Anki the donkey!
Name is Anki the donkey. At least that's what she's called. Her name when she came here was Juanita. She is sometimes called a burro. That is the Spanish name for a donkey. Burros are smarter than horses. They are also short-footed, and that's why they are used as pack animals. They are used in the Grand Canyon to carry tourists down the steep paths.
Moo!
Mary the heifer has been here since the spring. A heifer is a cow who hasn't had a calf yet. Mary is a Guernsey. They give milk with a high fat content. She's learning how to walk on a lead like a dog. She's already been to 2 birthday parties as a guest. She's gentle with children, but watch your clothes when you're near her. She likes to eat them.
They love raisins and they love grapes.
Guanos come from far away in the Andes Mountains in South America. People there use them as pack animals because they are good climbers like goats. They also use their wool and milk. Mama Llama's baby is called a cria. Show everyone who's the boss, they sometimes spit. Watch out.
Oink, oink! Wilbur!
When a pig gives birth, it's called fallowing. A lot of pigs are born here on the farm. A litter can have from 2 to 32 piglets. They live here for a month in a special crate like a crib. It protects the babies so mom can't accidentally sit on them. Sometimes mother pigs are forgetful. Occasionally we'll play music here to keep everyone calm.
Smell the flowers!
The beautiful gardens at Suffolk County Farm and Education Center are plants that are maintained by Cornell Cooperative Extension Master Gardener volunteers. These are the demonstration gardens. Examples of the different kinds of plants you can put right in your own backyard. You can walk along a woodland path, stand under dogwoods, see a Japanese garden, an herb garden, a lavender garden, or learn which plants grow best in the shade.
Picnic time!
When you visit the farm, you can bring the picnic lunch and eat it in our beautiful arbor house. In the spring, you'll sit under wisteria blossoms, and in the summer, under trumpet vine flowers. As you leave the farm, pick up brochures about the many programs we run for families, children, school, and youth groups. See you soon. Call 852-4607 for directions.
Cornell is our first people helping people, improving economic development,
Suffolk County Farm and Education System.
enhancing environmental quality, developing human potential.
I commend you for putting the spotlight on New York agriculture.
Protection of our natural resources. Helping people put knowledge to work.